Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your June 2018 Love and General Tarot reading. My cat Valentine joins us. You can just see her ears. Oh, she's actually listening. Normally she's slumped to sleep, but her ears are up. I was about to say maybe she's a Sagittarius, but I know that she's an Aquarius because she was born on Valentine's Day. Okay, so this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, okay? And welcome to any cross watchers as well. I am using Tarot of a Moon Garden. I may also use others, other cards, depending on how I am driven. Wow. What does Sagittarius need to know? Whoa. For June 2018. Now June, we are partway through the month. Partway through the month, partway through the year, Sagittarius. What am I talking about? It seems that all the readings so far have been fairly strong in a kind of tipping point kind of a way. Okay, your overall energy. Ooh, you got some strong cards, Saggy. Okay, overall energy. Interesting rendition. Tower in reverse. Normally, when the tower is in reverse, I would say something along the lines of you are resisting something that needs a big change. I don't feel that's quite the case. What I'm kind of getting here is more of a disintegration rather than a big psh moment, okay? So what you knew to be real, or who you knew to be real, or your life as it was organised, seems to be being unpicked at the seams in June. Now this process may already be underway, and it may not be welcomed by all of you, because here in the middle of the reading, the star in reverse. Now the star, number 16, and the tower, number 15, I think. It's all Roman numerals, crap with those. The star follows the tower, okay? You get your tower moment usually in the kind of wheel of the major arcana, which is normally an interruption, a lightning hitting, an upset. And then what heals that is supposed to be the star. If you have got the tower in reverse, then you have the star in reverse. You don't welcome that interference into your life. You want your life to stay the same. And yet, Sagittarius, it's not going to at the moment. There is a need, in some sense, Saggy, for you to be walking your own path, which could feel temporarily somewhat lonely. 5 of Pentacles. These two people, if they wanted to, could go in and smash and grab those lovely warm pentacles in the church, but they don't. Now, it's a simultaneous thing of no longer feeling welcome in the tribe and wanting to tread a different path. And with the church in the card, it's like a spiritual thing as well. Now, King of Wands is here in the upright. That's a fire sign card as well, okay? Represents Sagittarius. I feel like you're very strong in the middle of all this, Saggy, but at the same time you're going to feel weak. I know it sounds weird to say that. In other words, you're going to have your wobbles. You're going to feel that there's a need for this, but at the same time, you're going to kind of wish it was different. Because somewhere in the middle of all this activity, you've got a choice to make in June. You've got the Lovers. The Lovers card used to be called the Choice back in the day. At the bottom of this tree, which is a man and a woman, we have an apple, a choice to be made. This is about a person, a thing, a situation. You need to make a choice. A choice that you wish hadn't particularly come up is the message that I'm getting. And it feels like it needs a quick answer. Got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. And then we also have the Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, this could be to do with work, and that could represent a hierarchy, because obviously we have a queen and we have a knight, and they're at different levels of the court. Somebody needs to be disappointed and somebody needs to win, and I think you get to make that decision, Saggy. If you are looking to authority or to any kind of guru or something for an answer to this, we've got the Hierophant in reverse. So for example, if you're working in an institution and you have to make a big decision, you may find that your superior, your boss or the leader or whoever it is absent or unavailable or unhelpful. And also the information that you need, Ace of Swords, is not there. And yet there is still that pressure for you to make the decision, probably on your own. And it's a decision to put yourself or others out in the cold. But it's necessary and in the end beneficial. Here we have Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a fruitful card, okay? It's a growing card. It's a card of progress. It's in the upright in your reading. It's a 7. It's a sacred number. It feels, with a new moon on it, we have a new moon in Gemini in about 13th of June, I think, mid-month. It feels like this will occur around that time. And although it will be a difficult decision for you, you move from the 5 to the 7, okay? Tricky though it is necessary. Now, if this is to do with a relationship, you may be dealing with a fellow fire sign or a Taurus. Again, you will want more time. You know, for some of you, you're wondering why it isn't working with somebody, or they're not coming forward, or whatever it is. And you would like to know, you would like more evidence, but you're not going to get it. Certainly not in the time. Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. So's that. I'm just doing some clarifiers. Probably should have told you that with my Smells Like the 70s Morgan Greer Tarot. Ah, okay. Okay, I'm getting a couple of different stories, really. For some of you, this decision you need to make is to do with somebody who has disappeared on you. I don't think it's as straightforward as they're coming back. For the Ace of Swords in reverse, I've got the Ace of Cups. From a lack of clarity comes love, or certainly a big fat love offer of some kind. some of you, and it may not be many of you, you may have been involved with somebody who you broke up with for whatever reason, whether they left you for someone, or which would be the Tower in reverse, or they left you and then they met somebody else, and now they've left that person and they want to come back to you. Fellow fire sign I'm getting as well, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold went the Queen of Wands, which is you. Now we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. He's in the upright, she's in the reverse. But we also have the Queen of Pentacles, and when there's 2 queens in a reading, when I do my private readings, if I see 2 queens in a reading, there's more than one woman in a scenario in some way, whatever that is, whether it's their mum, you know, whether it's their boss, or whether there is just an ex or another woman. I feel like for some of you, the story is that somebody left, they picked up with someone else somehow, and now they're either asking for a second chance or they're not, they're just in contact and they're just talking to you without actually saying what they want. You know, maybe they've just started talking to you again. Because for the Hierophant in reverse, which is the Taurus card, get the 6 of Cups. And for the 7 of Pentacles, which is making progress, get the 3 of Swords. There are 3 people in this relationship card. Now for the Lovers, which is the choice, making a decision, we get the Strength card. Nice. Represents Leo, by the way, but also it does mean that you have, whether this is to do with work or whether it's to do with love, and it seems like there's 2 different stories here. You have the self-mastery, the knowledge, the strength and the will to be able to make a choice, whichever way that goes for you. The Queen of Pentacles here, which is not you, this is a different woman. Ace of Wands in reverse, that's something that, you know, let's say, for example, one scenario, someone did leave you for someone else and they were very smitten with that person in the beginning and it was all very swept off their feet. That's gone cold. You know, that wand has gone down. It's gone, but no, like that. Ace of Wands is a very early sexual card, and when it's in the reverse, I think we all know what I'm saying. But, you know, are they turning up on your doorstep with a big fat cup, or are they just dithering about and contacting you on God knows what, social media, you know, drifting in with a few messages here and there and you're a bit confused about it? I don't particularly get a lot of confusion, actually. I get anger. I get a bit of unrest for you. This makes you feel agitated, but I don't get confusion. For the Star, which is the Aquarius card in reverse, get the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you know, whether this is work or whether this is relationship, you kind of know that in the practical sense, which is the 8 of Pentacles, that it doesn't really work for you. Wow, you've got love cards flying around all over the floor, Saggy. Chuck Spezzano love cards. What does Sagittarius need to know? Sorry, I keep looking out the window because there are 4 little children that are knocking on the window and waving at me all the time. Who's that lady doing tarot? I'm just waiting to see if one of these cards will drop out. It's you. Oh, okay. Your sex life with this person was rocking, okay? We've got orgasm. with that Ace of Wands. At one time it was anyway. And then along with orgasm, we've got betrayal. There's another woman in the background. Okay. 3 people. That is the 3 of Swords. Then we have old wounds. Yes. Okay, speaks for itself. And then, which actually looks like a Pokemon card, we get self-worth. This is your meal ticket, Sagittarius. Whether it is making a decision about a job, which might involve making others redundant, or choosing between 2 people, which is also to do with that 3 of Swords. You can't please everybody, I'm afraid, Saggy. You can't please everybody. You may not be able to please anybody. I always say that, you know, you can't please all the people all the time. Sometimes you can't please anyone, okay? So please yourself. Self-worth, okay? When it comes to love, those of you that have an old flame or whatever it is, I don't really know what it is. It feels complicated, and it could even be, for some of you, the mother or father of your children. Somehow kind of creeping in, so I don't know, I don't understand it, but I think you do. There are old wounds here. There was a betrayal here. There was a very sexual connection, but it feels quite toxic to me. Now, what do I want? Feels quite toxic, Saji. I'm kind of getting the message, you're better than that. I know that's difficult, you know, everybody says that. Oh, sister, you deserve so much more and all that. It's true. You know, especially when you see that Pokemon card. Imagine if it was Pokemon Go, do you know what I mean? That's so over, isn't it now, Pokemon Go? But imagine if it was and you were there like, what are you doing? I'm just looking for my self-worth. I'm sure I can find it here somewhere. Someone told me I had some. You do. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Look, look, look. You get Unfinished Symphony. So, I was watching a Cinderella film. I mentioned this on another video, and it had Angelica Houston in. It's a terrible film with Drew Barrymore. I quite liked it though. I like a terrible film. And she said in it, and I loved it, she said, it's not over until you're dead, and even then, God will probably negotiate. Your situation seems to say that to me, Saji. It's not over yet. Now that doesn't mean there has to be reunion or a yes, whether it's work or whether it's love. That doesn't mean that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not over yet. The final notes have not been banged on the piano, as it were. Now we have a full moon in Capricorn on the 28th of June. Full moon's in Capricorn because of Saturn. Saturn's actually in Capricorn as well at the moment. Are quite no nonsense. So you may find that any of this hullabaloo does not survive that full moon. That's such a weird one. Now, Saji, you get music. Whenever I get the spiritual card of music, it's a message maybe only to 1 or 2 people that this situation involves music. So you may be involved with someone you met through music, or a musician, or you're a musician, or you have a certain song that's very resonant. If you hear particular songs come on the radio, you can't, you know, earworms, look up the lyrics, okay? Music might have a message for you. I just quickly want to do, because I'm being guided to it, Heart of the Fairy Oracle card. Ooh. You get the Messenger. And that is a call to tell you that you need, again, 5 of Pentacles to make up your own mind. The information you do get will be misinformation. So even if you do manage to get, if it's a job, to the manager, they'll give you the wrong information, other people, rumours. If you're thinking about a love situation, again, you can't rely on what they say. You can't rely on what you see on Facebook. You can't rely on any of it. You need to rely on this, okay? This. And the Pokemon of self-worth, okay? Saji, if you want a private reading, you can book. I'm still taking bookings at the moment for June. You can book in the description box below, okay? If you want to donate to the channel, and thank you to all of you that have done that, you can also do that in the description box. Please subscribe. I don't know why I do that. I go, please subscribe, like some cheesy children's presenter, but hey, please subscribe if you haven't already, and do check out my daily videos as well. Right, Saggy, leave me a comment if you feel guided to. I'd love to hear from you, okay? Speak to you soon. Namaste.